Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football as much as I do. I saw a report last night while I woke up in the middle of the night about former Alabama wide receiver Henry Ruggs III having a special release from prison. He was able to do some public speaking or whatever it was he was doing, and I noticed he apologized to the family of Tina. What's her last name? I can't remember, but for you know I got kids on my channel, so I'm trying to watch what I say here. But basically, 3-4 years ago, Henry Ruggs was intoxicated and had a DUI for driving over 150 miles per hour and running it into somebody and their dog and killing them. And that's why he's been incarcerated. He's actually eligible for parole next year in 2026. First of all, as an Auburn fan, I do remember Henry Ruggs III. I remember him as the player. Excellent player. He was a really good football player. We did beat him one time in 2019. I remember that. It was a good year. But I feel for the family, for what he did. But when Nick Saban comes out and says something good about a player like that, I thought that was pretty cool. I remember when he basically gave a speech about how his friends weren't really his friends for letting him do what he did. He was out intoxicated. He decided to go and drive. He said a real friend should have been a leader and took his keys from him. Because he said that kid is somewhere where he shouldn't be, because that kid never gave him any problems. He never caused any trouble in his life. He had a good attitude, good character, and basically said a lot of good things about him. And you don't really necessarily see Nick Saban hand out compliments like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was really good for Henry Ruggs to be getting an opportunity to speak and be out for a good purpose. I heard he's still training. That's what Josh Jacobs said from the NFL, one of his teammates from Alabama. I don't know. I mean, I'm a little undecided about whether or not he should get an opportunity. It's hard because I don't want to look like someone evil saying, how are you going to reward somebody for murder, and then say that they should get an opportunity at their dream. I get that. But I also understand the other part where he's young. He's actually younger than I am, I believe. I'm 29 years old. He's younger. I feel like it should be completely up to the NFL because he's young. He makes one bad mistake, and you don't see a lot of people make those mistakes. Apologize before going to prison, being in prison for a few years, and then still feeling the same way, about that. I think that's pretty cool. I would definitely say that he should be more of a spokesperson once he is out of prison or on parole and be a public speaker. He should be some type of motivator, I'm not saying he shouldn't go back to NFL. What I'm saying is he's somebody who lived it, and if he truly means it like he says he does, and I think he does, I think he should pursue a career and go into schools, go into places, and not schools, some schools might not want him because of what he did, but go to juvenile detention centers, somewhere where there's troubled kids, or if he does go to a school, I would say go to a class with a bunch of kids in ISS or a group of kids that are trying to improve their character because they have a troubled past, and say, hey, man, you got to get right, man. Look at me. I did it. I went to the NFL. I made a lot of money. But also, I'm telling you, you got to get your act together. You got to make good choices, man. You're going to end up like me, Don't be me, be that guy. I think that would be really good for him. But as far as him going to the NFL, I wouldn't necessarily have a problem with it. I mean, he is young. He has still kept the same message. He acts the same way. And look, if he's getting a privilege like coming out and getting a chance to be out in the public and talking about what he did, how bad he feels after only serving prison for a few years, considering what he did, that could have easily gotten him more time. I think that speaks volumes. I think he does mean it. And to be honest, if he had a chance to go back to the NFL, go to the Buccaneers, man. That's my NFL team. But I am by no means saying it's okay what he did and he should just get a slap on the wrist. That's not it at all, man. I mean, no. But the fact that he's getting a chance to speak, because that doesn't happen often, not famous people, so that's awesome. I'm happy for him.